society? The new is that there's a global need of this kind of competencies, or new competencies too?
I think it's a mix of competences. You know, in the past you could educate people for their lifetime in many jobs. You give them once an education and then they could actually do a lot of things for many years with that. Today, you know, your capacity to keep learning, to keep expanding your heart, to question the established wisdom of your times. Those things were always important. Innovators have always been able to do that. But what the difference is, this is no longer concerning just a few with those high-level competences, but it's basically every of us needs to make very difficult, sophisticated judgments.
You think that the school is the best place, or the unique place, or the most important place to have to learn this kind of competencies, or you will have this kind of innovative social or new space of learning which can be more and more important in the time? A school will continue to be so important in this new society with these new competencies?
Well, learning is very much a social phenomenon. So institutions like school will continue to play a modern role. I mean, some people believe, you know, technology is going to change all this. But what we have seen actually is that great technology can leverage really, really good teaching. But great technology doesn't replace poor teaching. In fact, most of those efforts have bitterly failed. So I think actually school, as in maybe the learning organization of school, will have to fundamentally change. Learning is no longer a place, but an activity. But still, I think the organization of this, it's a social responsibility, it's a social project, a societal project. It's not something that happens just on its own.
And you have a very important and difficult challenge that to try to construct, to build a sort of measurement which can be valid for different cultures and different curriculum. How do you solve this?
Yeah, you know, I don't think any institution could design a test that works for the world, and we didn't try that. We've actually used the principle of crowdsourcing, really. You know, we got together the world's best experts from all countries, Chile included. They work together to think about, you know, what is it that students need to be able to do in today's world? How can we assess it? How can we deal with issues of cross-cultural relevance? Making sure that tasks are relevant across cultures. How can we make sure that there is linguistic equivalence? But the idea is not for an institution to do that, but to keep people from around the world working on this. And that's been the secret of success, really, of this exercise. The price for this has been time. And it takes us 5-10 years to build a really good PISA assessment. But the idea has been very important. I don't think we would have succeeded by having, you know, hiring an institution to do that. You really need to have that kind of collaboration. And they're very, you know, very, very important debates. You think of something like mathematics, and then everybody says mathematics is mathematics. But actually, mathematics is taught in very different ways. If you look to Chile, you know, there's a strong focus on word problems. There's actually quite simple mathematics embedded in context. If you go to Shanghai, China, it's all about conceptual understanding. They don't worry whether students can sort of master a lot of routines or apply their knowledge. They want to make sure that students have grasped the concept of probability, change, relationship. They want to make sure that students understand the meta structure of cognitive discipline. So, you know, even in a field that is very common to all of us, the philosophies vary a lot. And I actually think international assessments provide a fascinating tool to learn from our differences, to understand how we actually use schooling in different ways.